Welcome to an all-new edition of Big O Top 20 Countdown. This week, we're counting down the top 20 Latin flavored songs. Plus, we're talking to our guest Doce. Good Sal. I said it wrong, but hey,
It's okay.
let's start with this countdown. The number 20 song comes from Yadel and Tingo Calderon. This song was called Reggaeton Maldero. Let's get into it. Reggaeton Maldero, number 20 on Big O's Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, that was a number 19 song. Cafe Especial and Forenza Rigona with No Pasa Nada. I'm murdering this. I am doing terrible at this. But we're talking to our guest. How you doing, man?
Oh, doing okay. Doing all right. It's definitely
Tell my
colder
listeners.
over here than it is in Cali.
Oh my God, is this snowing over there?
We got flurries today.
Oh wow.
The
Oh
ground was
wow.
still too warm for it to stick, but the flurries were coming down.
Wow. I'm sorry y'all going through that. I thought it was springtime, but hey, it
You
is
know,
what it
in
is.
Michigan, you can't really count on spring officially really being here until like mid-May. Yeah, like that's
Okay.
when the weather, it started sooner, but like just to be on the safe side, so you don't get disappointed. Don't expect spring to really be here until mid-May. That's then you're good, but yes.
Wow. Okay. Now we know. Now we know. Hey, tell my listeners about yourself.
Okay, well, I guess as far as an artist or
An
okay,
artist.
as
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to tell people.
all right. Well, I guess as an artist, you can say that I started in it was late 2001, early 2002 when I first put the pen to the pad. Um
Okay.
it was it was Chicano rappers who inspired, well, not just Chicano rappers, but it was like Mr. Capone, Little Rob, but also Detroit rapper that most people know, Royce the 5'9".
Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know him.
So yeah, I've been listening to Royce since then. But yeah, so like I had wrote, some stuff down. At the time I thought it was cool. I was in eighth grade, but then, a few months later I looked back on the stuff and I was like, no, this shit sucks. This sucks. So I scrapped
Oh,
it. I tried again about a year later. It was in 2003, like springtime.
mhm,
It was
mhm.
better. Like I thought my material was better, but it wasn't. It still wasn't where I wanted it to be. Um, but then that summer 2003, I've been heavy into Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're my favorite group of all
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they're my number one inspiration for all music, like everything like that. So
Wow.
I was listening to Bone Thugs. Just I had a couple songs on repeat, and
Okay.
then the creative juices started flowing, the gears started turning. So I'm like, oh shit, let me find paper, let me find a pen, let me write some stuff down. And so I did. I wrote 3 pages that day, and I was I was satisfied with what I had as a starting point. I don't remember any of those lines. Nothing.
Oh,
Like
wow.
yeah,
Oh,
that was in
what you
2000.
know?
What's that?
Oh, also, okay. Yeah, because it was so long ago.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't remember any of those lines that I wrote. But
Wow.
but yeah, no, so I was just writing. I honestly didn't even know how to. All right, so like I said, you could say that I officially started in 2003. I did
Uh-huh.
not know how to write to a beat to save my life until 2015.
What?
I
Wow.
know.
12 years? 12 years. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's a
It,
long
it
time.
just kind of like I was at my boy's house. He had set up a studio in his room, and him and I were talking
Mhm.
about, making things for a while, and so he finally had stuff going. And I was at his place one
Mhm.
time. They put on a beat, and it was like a switch turned on. Just that day, I suddenly knew how to do it. And
Wow. Wow.
yeah, man, that kind of adds to the what I call the Doce identity. Because
Yeah. Hold on.
yes,
Oh,
sir.
excuse me, sir. No, that's down the road. Yeah. I'm getting you. Back. I'm involved. I'm doing something right now, sir. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. So I gotta ask a question.
Yeah.
How did how did you come up with your stage name, Doce?
Doce, that one, well, originally I'd come up with that in high school, and it was really just a reference to my last name. My last name, I
Mhm.
don't know if you can see it on Zoom, Ledesma.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
yeah, L, the letter L is the 12th letter of the alphabet.
Okay.
And then, because I have the, Mexican background, I decided, okay, doce, that just means 12 in Spanish. That's literally
Okay.
all it meant at first. But then
Wow.
as time
Okay.
went on, there was, more things that added to it, you know. Yeah, so that's what's under what I call the Doce identity. That used to just be my stage name, was just Doce, and that's it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
And then you added something else to it. Then you added the Gabbana to it.
Yeah, the Quetzal, yeah.
You're gonna make me say it even though I don't want to say it. Even if I can't pronounce it, you're
But
gonna make me say it. Okay, yeah, how'd you come up with that? How'd you add that to it?
well, it was okay, so you can say that I came up with the name Doce in 2006, but it was
Mhm.
2021 when I added Quetzal to it. I
Mm,
was going through a transitional phase mentally. You could say almost spiritually as well, just like I was like really I felt like I was starting a new chapter, turning over a new leaf, kind of becoming a new person. Um,
okay.
and so all of this was happening, and so I had already had an affinity for Quetzal. Quetzal is a bird, actually,
Oh,
um,
okay.
ni- indigenous to the jungles of Mexico and all throughout Central America.
Oh,
So that yeah,
okay.
that's where it thrives. And the Quetzal, it's a bird that was sacred to the Aztec and the Maya. I mean, to the point where if you harmed one, that was punishable by death. You know, yeah,
Wow.
it's a
That's
sacred bird.
crazy.
Yeah, sacred bird.
Wow.
But yeah, and so I had already had an affinity for that bird just out of love for that particular animal.
Yeah.
But then during this transitional period in 2021, I don't know, I felt like I wanted to incorporate that with my overall name somehow. Like there's some other stage name aliases that I can go by that's Old Man Logan being a reference to Wolverine, you know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah, yeah,
old
yeah,
version
yeah.
of
I
Wolverine.
know.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah,
there's
yeah.
yeah, Old Man Logan, Lizard King, which is a callback to Jim Morrison from The Doors,
I remember him.
the 60s psychedelic group The Doors, and
Yeah, I remember him.
El, the Spanish word EL in reference
Hmm.
to not just the letter L meaning doce, but to you ever see Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
I
Antonio
remember
Banderas,
that.
his character is not just referred to as the mariachi, but el mariachi. Sometimes they call him just
Mm,
el, as just
mm.
the. And so there's that. And so and I wanted to incorporate Quetzal in there somewhere. I thought I would throw that as an alias too, but I'm like, no, that's too many aliases. Like, what am I gonna give people like
Mm,
six other names to call me? And so
mhm.
I thought, like, what if I just add it to it, like a first and a last name, and I don't know. I felt like it rolled off the tongue nicely, and it
It
kind of
doesn't roll off
gave
my
right, right.
tongue.
But
Mm,
and because I was going through that transitional period, it was almost like a an affirmation of the new change that I'm going through right now. So it
yeah.
was not just. I mean, I was never a huge act prior to that, so it wasn't a huge re-education to the public, but it was a re-education to me of who I was as an artist, what direction I'm going in, and just what I'm bringing to the table. And I can safely say that once I added Quetzal to my name, the skill level that I had in writing music, battle rapping, it's started to climb just significantly. Like,
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? We're going to talk more to you. Let's get back to this countdown. The number 18 song comes from Floyd Mentor and Chris MJ. The song is called Gata Only. Akin to it, Gata Only, number 18 on Big Old South 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was number 17 song, Los Del Rio with Macarena. Bayside Boys, the remix. So we're talking to our guest, Doce. Um, how many albums do you have out?
Me,
Or
I
projects?
have yes, I have two actually.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you could say that the first one is more of an EP rather than a quote unquote album, but I think the second one counts more as an album, um, technically.
What's the name
But
of the
yeah,
what's the name of the project? What's the name of the project?
uh, the first one is called Fusil contra Fusil Volume One, which means rifle against rifle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why did you choose that title?
I chose that title based off a title of a song that I heard that came out in the '60s. Um,
Mhm.
it's this his singer, his name is Silvio Rodriguez. He had done a
Okay.
song called Fusil contra Fusil in commemoration of Ernesto Che Guevara. I don't know if you know who that is. Cuban
No, I don't.
revolutionary who helped with the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro and everything, to help.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and so yes, that song Fusil contra Fusil was originally, in dedication to him. And I thoroughly enjoyed the song. And seeing as how a lot of my music tends to lean politically and revolutionarily already, like it felt right. So like that was what I named it was a Fusil contra Fusil Volume One, and my
Hmm.
second album is actually Volume Two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were.
Do you have a favorite song? So sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh no, go ahead. You said they were, and then interrupted you. Go
No,
ahead.
all I was gonna say was that they were both dropped on New Year's Day. Volume one was dropped on New
Wow.
Year's Day to 2023, and Volume two was
Okay.
dropped on New Year's Day 2024.
Wow. So exactly a year after each other. Oh
Yes,
wow.
sir.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Do you have a favorite song on the project?
On Volume one, I think my favorite song is "A Good Ancestor." I think it's
Hmm.
that one, but I also really enjoy the song that I have on there called "The Revolution Is Still Coming." Because
Hmm.
it's not
Okay.
so like it's almost like it's half of me rapping it, but it's also in a sense kind of like spoken word. Like have you ever heard of the song "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" by Gil Scott Heron?
Yeah, I
Yes.
love that song.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
this is almost like my own version of that. Even in the song, I say the revolution is still coming thanks to Gil Scott Heron. This is not a remake, reboot, but a continuation. You know,
Okay.
and so I even say like I say like it's done in the same style and everything. Like it's definitely a callback to what he was saying back in the 70s. And like I said, not a remake, a reboot, but just the story's still going. And so that's why I say the revolution is still coming.
All right now. All
Yeah.
right now. I love that. I like that. I like that. We're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back into this countdown. The number 16 song comes Faruko. This song is called Pepas. Let's get into it. Pepas with Faruko, number 16 on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was the number 15 song, Bad Bunny with Titi Mi Segundo. Don't ask me to say that again, I will not. Now it's time to get into the first extra song of the week. First extra song of the week comes from Doce. This song is actually, we were just talking about this. The song is called The Revelation. The Revolution is Still Coming. Tell me more about this song, please.
Yeah, so like I said, it's directly inspired from The Revolution Will Not Be Televised by Gil Scott Heron. And is actually one of the very first track that I performed over at the Mexica New Year, where you
Mm,
and I met. It was the very
yes,
first one. Um, like one of the I won't even call it a verse, seeing as how it feels more like a more of like a spoken word over a beat. Like I'll call it a stanza. So I
okay.
say, The revolution is still coming. It doesn't cater to egos or illusions. Nothing can stop it from coming and knocking. The revolution is still coming. So we say Black Lives Matter. All cops are bastards. No more stolen sisters. Every child matters. Close the camps. Abolish ICE. Free Palestine. LGBT plus and feminist rights. Every morning till the night. The revolution's still coming.
All right, now let's get into it. Let's get into your song. The Revolution is still coming by Doce. This is the first extra song of the week on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, man, I like that song. The Revolution is still coming. That was a really gem. How would you describe your musical style?
Ooh, definitely political, definitely revolutionary leaning. I'm not trying to be someone to preach, but I'm definitely trying to spread the message, to continue the struggle, I mean, because the revolution is still coming. I mean, you could say that it's here, it's been here, but the revolution it is slowly gaining more momentum as time goes on. I think we can all see it.
All right now. What are some of your what is your well when you people criticize you, how do you react to that? When people say, "Oh, your music is too political" and stuff like that, how do you react when people criticize you?
Well, I mean, everyone has their own opinion about music, like, and there's no way that any of us will ever please everybody. Like
Mhm.
on paper, you could have the greatest song in the world, but there's gonna be some people out there that'll be like, that shit was mid. Like even if something is, deemed like collectively enjoyed by most people in the world, there's still gonna be some
Mhm.
people who don't like it. And, and that those are valid, feelings. They're very valid. So if they
Yeah.
don't like it, they don't like it. If someone comes in and I mean, I've had people talk shit to me before, but 99% of the time I can talk shit much better than them. So they start talking their shit, I'm talking mine, and they eventually leave. So it's whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I'm fairly decent at talking shit though. I mean, I am a battle rapper as well.
Okay. 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 That's right. That's right. Come on. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, so I mean, I've had people private message me. I've had people they'll come they'll comment on something or whatever and they'll say, "Yeah, that was ass, blah blah blah." And I'll go and look at their page and they have like 30 followers or something. And I'll be like, "Go tell all 30 of your followers about it, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh
Go tell them."
wow. Oh
I
wow.
but I mean, it's me talking shit back. I don't actually see, like it's one thing if I went into their domain and started talking shit and they started to say stuff to me, then it's whatever. But basically, you come into my house and you start talking shit about me, I'll light your ass up.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You know what? We're gonna get back in this countdown. We're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 14 song comes from Don Omar. This song is called Danza Kunduro. Let's get into it. Danza Kunduro by uh, Don Omar on Miguel's Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did three in a row for you. We did number 14 was Don Omar with Danza Kunduro. Number 13 was Iman Cortez with Amor. Number 12 was Julian Amol Alvarez with MC or whatever. Because the reason called Regalo de Rios. That Dios. I never should have got this countdown. But hey guys, it's time to get into the comedy corner. The comedy corner is by a great friend to the show. And we're talking about Tristan Johnson. Let's get into it. The comedy of Tristan Johnson on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yes, you guys. That was a comedy. The very funny. Don Tristan Johnson. Hold on for 1 second. Yes, ma'am. You wanted something, ma'am? Ma'am, did you want something? Oh, you waiting for somebody? Okay. Okay. So they're in here. Are they in here? Are you waiting for? They're upstairs. Who? Oh yeah, just wait down here. Just wait, just wait. Oh, you guys, we're talking to our guest, Dulce. Dulce, wow. Say you're a battle rapper. How did you get into that?
That I just sort of fell into it. Didn't plan on it. I was at one of my boys' house one day. We were all just, playing beats. Yeah, we were playing beats, we were rapping, and one of the guys there, he had asked me, "Have you ever thought about battle rapping before?" I'm like, "No." Um, Now this was big misconception, especially because of the movie 8 Mile. But
Okay.
unless you actually watch battle rap, you'll know
Mhm.
that most battle rap is not done off the top of your head anymore. You're not coming up with it on the spot. You're writing it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Now
know
there
that.
are battle rappers out there who can do off the top and
Mhm.
be good with their material. There are some out there who can. There's a bunch out there actually,
Okay.
but I'm not one of those. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I can't go off the top like that. That's I
wow.
overthink. I overthink, and it.
Oh,
I just can't do it. But battle rapping. Yeah, they told him and one of my other friends were telling me like, yeah, no, you don't go off the top. You write the shit. I'm like, oh,
oh, okay.
yeah. So I'm like, that's because I remember it was a few years before that I was just watching battle rap and thinking like if I had the time to write that, I could probably come up with something like that. But even then, when I was first watching it, I thought all battle rap was made up on the spot. But
So did I. So
yeah,
did I.
but it's not. It's not. And so
Oh,
when they told
wow.
me that, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'd be willing to try it at least. And
Oh,
so
wow.
so yeah, it was 2019 in the fall when I had my first battle. I faced a local veteran, and I won.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. That is cool.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, that was in 2019.
Oh, wow. So you've been doing
Yeah,
it 6 years ago. Wow. So you've
this
been doing
fall.
it for
Yeah,
6 years. 6 years. Wow.
it's crazy to think about. Yeah, 6 years I've been better. Almost 6 years. Wow.
So you say your style is political. So what is hold on. So what is one thing that you haven't done that you would really love to do?
One thing that I haven't done that I'd really love to do is I would love to battle rap out of state. I already had a an out of state performance, California, where you and I first met. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I've already had an out of state musical performance. I have another
Oh,
out of state musical performance lined up in June. That's in New
oh,
Jersey,
okay.
but
New
I
Jersey,
haven't
wow.
yeah I haven't battle rapped outside of state yet. So
Oh, you
that's
haven't.
I have not. I've only battle rapped in my home state, Michigan. But I would like to battle rap out of state. Reach
Oh,
other
wow.
audiences out there. That's something I would like to do.
Oh, okay, okay. So you originally raised in Detroit, in Michigan, right? Or did you just
Yes.
migrate? Did you migrate there?
No, no, no. No, I'm from Michigan. Born in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, my parents
Your
were
home.
living, yeah. I mean, I guess that
Tell me,
technically my parents were living in Ohio, but my mom insisted that both my parents, grew up in Detroit. Um, so my mom insisted that she wanted me born in Detroit, though. She's like, I don't want my son born in Ohio. Fuck that. Um,
oh, wow.
but then, my parents eventually moved back up to Detroit. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's where I'm originally from is Southwest Detroit, which you can almost say is Detroit's version of East LA.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Detroit is a predominantly black city.
Yes, it
Um,
is. It
like
is.
85%, if I'm not mistaken. Last I checked, anyway.
Oh, okay.
But Mexicans, Latino community, we do have our little corner in Detroit. We have Southwest Detroit. In fact, how in big cities they have like Chinatown, Koreatown. Well,
Yeah.
Southwest Detroit, the part of it where I'm originally from is called Mexican Town.
Oh, okay. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
So yeah,
That
that's
is
where
so
I'm
cool.
originally from is Mexican Town, Southwest Detroit.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. You know what? We're gonna talk more to you, but let's get back in this countdown. The number 11 song comes from El Tanger and Next Wife with El Sano. Let's get into it. El Tanger and Next Wife El Sano, number 11 on Big Old Stop 20 Latin Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, y'all, that was number 10 song. Louis R. Contreras and Nelson Vega with See No. I'm not even gonna say the rest. No, I'm just gonna say see no. That's we're gonna say it like that. I really need to, I really need to get my Spanish up right because you know what's crazy? I took Spanish in high school, and that's the only class I got a D in. That's the only class
Damn.
yeah, man. It's only class, one of the only classes actually math and that, but I'm learning how to get it better. But you guys, it's time to get into the second extra song of the week. Second extra song of the week also comes from Doce. This song is called 500 Años. Let's tell me about this song, please.
That song, 500, yeah, I mean, 500 years,
Mhm.
500 years, that, since the Spanish came over and landed in Mexico and started to colonize what we now know as Latin America. And
Okay.
so 500 years since then. Technically, 2019 was the 500 year mark because it was
Oh, okay.
1519 when the Spanish showed up. But um,
Oh,
but yeah, it's in reference to that 500 years, and also at the very beginning of the song is a quote from a movie, big time popular movie in the Mexican community called Blood In Blood Out. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I remember that. I saw that movie.
Yeah, it's a quote from that movie in the beginning of the song, and so the idea for that one, I went down to Galveston Island in Texas, about an hour
Mhm.
outside of Houston, and we shot this video on the beach. And I had
Mhm.
Aztec dancers, you know, dancing on the video as well.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So let's get into it. 500 Años by Doce on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Oh, let me
Yes,
get this.
sir.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this is your bad. Your bad. Here's your phone in. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Okay, so you guys, that was the 500 Annuals by Doce. Um, you too. Um, so you're doing a lot, man. You're a battle rapper. You've been to Texas. You're the Mexican Detroit, man. I already asked you what was one thing that you haven't done. What's next? What's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, I'm actually going back down to Houston next
Oh,
month to shoot
wow.
another
Okay.
video.
Okay.
Yeah, with the same camera crew, with one of the same people who was involved with the video that I shot last year. And
Okay.
so, yes, I'm gonna go down. That song's not yet released yet, so I'm not
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so I'm not gonna let people in on that too much just yet, but on the nature of the song, I
Uh,
should say.
You're not,
But
you're not, you're not, you're not giving people a preview of everything. You can tell everybody.
not
You can
yet,
tell, you can
not
tell
yet.
my listeners, man. Tell me. You can tell me off the air, man. You know.
But yeah, it's I'm gonna go down next month, Memorial Day weekend, actually.
Oh, okay.
Go down to Houston Memorial Day weekend so we can go do this. And then what? 2 weeks after that, I have my performance in New Jersey at what they call the Chicano Elegance Gala, which actually started in California.
Oh, it did.
I guess they've already had two, and
Oh, okay.
it was a sold out show both times. And so they're heading to the East Coast this year, New Jersey,
Okay.
Passaic, New Jersey. And I was
Okay.
asked if I wanted to be on the roster for performers, and I said, "Fuck yes, I do."
Oh, wow. June what? June.
7th.
Wow. 4 days after the best day of the year. Okay. Wow. Okay.
I assume
That
that's your
might.
birthday.
Yeah, June 3rd,
There you go.
yeah. So you guys, we're gonna talk more to our guest, Dolce, but let's get back into this countdown. The number, just for the second time, we gotta get back. The number 9 song comes from Salvador Fabio Valtor with Alibi. Let's get into it. Alibi, number 9 on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, you guys, we did the three in a row for you. We did Alibi, number nine. Number eight was El Punto, and number seven was Hecha Pa Mi. Now it's time to get into the independent song of the week. Independent song of the week comes from Doce. This song is called Enero. We win the war. Tell me about this song, please.
Um, the song Enero, which actually means January in Spanish.
Okay.
It's in reference to the well, remember how I said both of my albums were dropped on January 1st?
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
there's actually been three historical times in Revolution that occurred on January 1st. The
Okay.
first one being the Haitian Revolution on January 1st.
Mhm.
I think that was in the 1880s. I don't remember the exact date. But then the next one was the success of the Cuban Revolution, which was in 1958. And then next was January 1st, 1994, when the Zapatista army in southern Mexico officially had their first battle against the Mexican government. Um, and so it's more so a reference to the Zapatistas in Mexico because they refer to like January. It's a whole month long like event that they refer to it as called Enero Zapatista. Um, because like I said, January 1st was when they had their first
Mhm.
real gunfight with government soldiers. And
All right now. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. The independent song of the week, in arrow, we win the war on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, yo, I wish I knew the words. I'll be butchering your song, man. I'll be straight butchering your song. Be like, hey, 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 that's all I know. You guys, I always tell people how I met the guest. We actually met my friend's Buddy Fest. My friend Abraham Boche, the friend of the show, Abraham Boche. Shout out to him. We actually met at the Buddy Fest back in earlier this month. Was it earlier? Oh late last month. Late last month, and I was like, man, I was like really seriously like, wasn't it? Well, yeah, it was that, wasn't it?
what's it? The
Yeah, the Buddy Fest. Yeah, and I was like, man, I was so impressed with him performing, and I was like, oh wow, you got to have him come on my show, man. Got to come on my show.
Yeah, at the Mexica New Year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was actually a combination of the Buddy Fest and the Mystica New Year. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So how did you get in? How did you hook up with the people to perform there?
Oh, for the Mexica New Year? Um,
Hmm.
well, there's a man. He has his Instagram page is called Azteca Treasures. Um,
Okay.
and he sells like clay models of Aztec of Mexica deities and like
Okay.
like other little things, other little
Okay.
trinkets, little knickknacks you could say. And so
Mhm.
I've been following his page for a while. He's been following mine for a while, and so he actually asked me. He first asked me last year if I wanted to do perform at last year's Mexica New Year, but
Mhm.
it just the timing wasn't right financially for me,
Mhm.
so I wasn't able to come out last year. But he got me at the right time this year, and he hit me up about like a month before, and I was like, you know what, I can swing that, and so I I booked my hotel, booked everything, and that was that. But
Ooh,
yeah.
that's awesome, man. That's really, really awesome. But you know what? For the second time, we're going to get back in this countdown. The number six song comes from Daddy Yankee, Little John, Noriega, and Pitbull. The song is called Gasolina, DJ Buddha remix. Let's get into it. All them people with Gasolina DJ Buddha remix, number six on Big Old Stop 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all, that was the awesome number five song, Becky G with Otoro Capitulo. I like that song. Now it's time to get into the old school gem of the week. The old school gem of the week is by my girl, my absolute favorite. Y'all know on May 30th, 1st, I'm going to go see her in Las Vegas. And you know, today is 24 years since her All For You album came out. And I'm talking about none other than my awesome girl, Janet Jackson. This is my favorite song from that album. This song was called Feel So Right. Let's get into it. Feels so right. Janet Jackson, the old school jam of the week on Big Old Top 20 Countdown. Yeah, y'all. Feels so right. Ah, all I know, what I do. That's not actual words. Feels so right.
That
Yeah.
album really is 24 years old, though. You're right. Damn.
I love that. That whole album is awesome,
The
man.
All For You
And
album. Damn.
yeah, yeah, man. It's a really good album. But speaking of feeling so right, I'm getting to your business. What's your love life look like, man?
I didn't expect that question. Uh,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, man, it's non-existent. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's non-existent. It is what it is.
Yeah,
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, and
yeah,
that's just where I'm at right now. I'm
yeah.
open to things changing, but
Uh-oh.
you know, it'll
Oh,
happen
wow.
when it's supposed to happen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But you know what? We also do offer 1 minute of inspiration. I want you to give somebody an inspiration who wants to do something that you're doing, just 1 minute of it.
1 minute of inspiration. Okay. If you if you really if there's a form of art that you like to do,
Uh-huh.
even if you're not good at it yet necessarily, like you can start from anywhere. You do not like it's something that a lot of people, including myself, struggle with is sometimes that when I'm starting something new, I'm discouraged if I'm not immediately good at it. So I will say that I guess one of the big things is to don't worry if you're not good at it just yet. You can work at it, and if it's a form of art, there's no rush on that. You can't rush doing something good, you know. So just keep working at it, taking it out little by little, chopping off little bits. It doesn't all have to be done at once. I made that mistake when I was younger of thinking that it did and, stressing myself out. And I'm glad that I started to do it when I did it. I mean, shit, I'm 37 years old. I didn't
Oh,
even,
wow.
I didn't start officially like really doing music and hopping in music videos until 2019. And like I said, I started
Wow.
writing in 2003. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That was a lot of crafts, like working on my craft, working on my, just self-image, self-esteem, just
Yeah.
to even put my face out there, so like there's a lot that goes into it at the end of the day, but once again, you don't have to do it all at once. You can slowly build. You can slowly build. I mean, that's how I did it, at least, and like I said,
That's
I've only been, officially doing music since 2019, and yeah, it's 2025. I already landed me a gig in California and New Jersey.
You said
It's
you're going to work? 110. Okay. You can just oh gosh. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Dude, hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second.
Yep.
Oh, so just leave it here. Leave it here. Leave it here, and I'll go take it back. Apologize, bro. I'm actually, like I said, I'm at work.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro.
Yeah, so I just need a name. It's Olushey, and that's for the who are you, who's this for Ada? This is for Ada, yeah. Yeah, cool. I got it. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back into this. Um, the number, you guys, that was awesome. That was awesome inspiration, brother. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But let's get back in this countdown. The number 4 song comes from Carol G. This song is called Si Ante Te Albiro Concido. I'm just gonna say Ciantes. Let's get into it. The number 4 song on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you guys, we did 3 in a row for you. We did number 4 was Ciante. Number three was OMG, the remix. And number two was Sakura with Soltera. I love that song. Now it's time to get into the number one song. The number one song comes from Consolita Pitbull, C and Justin Bieber. This song is called Despacito. I forgot about that. Despacito, that's my song on here. Let's get into it. The number one song on Big Old Top 20 Countdown, baby. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. That was I don't ask me to sing it. I'm not gonna sing it right. I'm gonna sing it terrible. But we're talking to our guest. Don't say how can people reach you?
Oh, y'all can find me on everything. Actually, you can find me on Snapchat even. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. It's all Doce Quetzal, DOCEQUETZAL. Or you could also, I mean, I'm also on, as far as music is concerned, I'm on all streaming platforms as well. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. I'm on everything.
Wow, that's cool. I want to say thank you to our guests, Dulce. Also want to say thank you to the radio stations that carry us, the Block FM, Apple Music, Spotify, and also thank you to the Podcast Award for we won two awards. Thank you for them. Also, thank you to what's it called? There's so many people to thank. Thank you to our listeners for holding me down for the past 9 seasons, man. This is our 352nd show, I believe.
Oh,
And you
damn.
guys are doing so fantastic. And if you all want to reach me, you can reach me at www.linktree.com/OLUSHEYI.BANJO. And our thought for the week is never give up, no matter what nobody else tells you. And we end this with a gospel song. The gospel song that we're going to end this with is by my girl, Karen Clark Sheard. She has a song called, she's also a Detroit native. Yeah, Detroit theme right here. And this song is called Trust in You. Let's get into it. Trust in You by Karen Clark Sheard. May God bless you. May God keep you until we meet again.